All right, before I get into the watch this video for, Jesus, is it Thursday already? That's right, because Monday was a holiday. Thursday, January 18th. Couple quick comments. I'm going to put a link in the description to this video to all of our free webinars. All right, in case you haven't seen all of our free webinars. I get a ton of emails that say that people tell me that I really resonate with them when they hear me. They've seen some of our free webinars and they've heard me talk in these videos. And the thing that really seems to resonate with most people are when I talk about how I got sick of being red in a stock, taking a trade and being immediately red, and then starting to think all the stupid stuff, all the dangerous stuff. Should I average down? Should I buy more? And you know what? Averaging down on a day trade works until it doesn't. And it only takes one to really go against you to just wreck you, okay? So I got tired of that. And so basically, I developed a system. We call it kind of our stacked catalyst trading system. Combine that with inflection points and so on. I developed a system where when I take a trade, I'm going to be green right away. And if I'm not, obviously it's not 100%, right? But if it's not, it's telling me that, hey, you were inaccurate about the dominoes that you thought were going to start falling after you took this entry. So I can just get back out for a really small loss and then wait again. What I do that most people can't do is I sit in cash, my entire account in cash, unless and until one of the stocks I'm watching gives me an A-plus setup that I can get long that should start, I call it knocking down dominoes, should start knocking down dominoes, you know, breaking through this resistance, then this resistance, and they're stacked. And so I should get immediate feedback where I'm green. And then my only worry is scaling out, right? Taking some off the table. Then it goes a little higher, protecting my entry after that, and so on. So I have a very, very good winning percentage that way. And you know what? That's what I get a lot of emails about. People say, I would love to trade like that. And believe me, it came from years of doing everything wrong. It came from years of making all the mistakes. So now when I log in every morning, I know I'm not going to trade unless and until I get an A-plus setup where I should be green right away once I take the trade, right? So I wait. I'm much more patient on my entry than most people, because a lot of people will tell you the entry isn't important, it's how you exit and building positions and so on. I don't average down, so I don't have to worry about building positions. So for me, the entry is paramount, right? It's everything. If I can enter at the right time, I never have to worry about being red. So I get a ton of emails about that, and that's why I'm babbling about it now, because our course is the weekend after this one coming up, okay? Even if you can't set aside the time, you'll have access to the recordings for the rest of your life afterwards if you purchase the course. So I highly, highly recommend it if what you hear me say meets your trading personality. Other people are happy to average down, or they're happy to guess, or they're happy to chase some chat room moderator who says I'm long XYZ and the thing's already running, and then you get 1,000 people and they're happy to play musical chairs. I contend that that's no way to learn to trade. And I really, really recommend getting into learning inflection points, learning what stocks to be watching every day. I'm always dealing with stocks that are in play, so to speak, and then making sure that there are stat catalysts on the chart right after my entry position or my entry point. I hope that all makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to put the holiday special to our course in the description to this video as well. All right, that plus the link for our free webinars. Love to see you guys next weekend. It's what, January 27th and 28th? Again, if you're really dedicated while your friends are out drinking, you can be in there, you know, basically 9 to 4, Saturday and Sunday. It's intense. There's a ton of information, a lot of game tape. You're going to see actual trades we took, level 2 time and sales as we were stalking it. We didn't put one chart, one setup, one level 2, one anything in the course that we didn't actually trade in our chat room. Okay, so we like to say it's not theory, because theory is, hey, look at this chart pattern and look how we teach this chart pattern and look how it played out. No, everything we do, we actually traded or we're stalking for a trade. All right, I'm done babbling about that. The SPY, this was really interesting. You had the gap. Let me take today's candle out of it. You had the gap up and big volume and a nasty sell-off. This looks very toppy, right? Then look at today. Right back up. Go to 5-minute candles. This is just what you've heard of the term of a meltdown. This is what you call a melt up. Slow grind all day. Very, very impressive strength in the market. And here's what I'm watching for tomorrow. It's not a very big list. CVO, geez, I can't remember what I made in this one today. $1,400, something like that, I think. And I'm in cash. I'm in cash every night. But I kept telling everyone this daily chart is beautiful. I had this big spike back here that topped out at 160. Today topped out at 155. I'd love to see this flag sideways for a few days and then break over this high, but I'm going to watch it again tomorrow. It was really good to me today. AYTU. This is a thinner stock. Today's volume only 280,000, but you had this kind of break out of a base on extra volume, and you're kind of sitting. You got a 2-day high, basically right around 390, and then the number 4 might break through that and get busy to the upside. This one's interesting to me. I think it's a super low float stock, but I like it over 390 tomorrow, depending on how it opens. Obviously, it might gap up, it might gap down. So, but that one's super interesting to me. CBIO. Very strong. This thing is a tough trader. It's pretty thin stock. You can see this big candle today on only 486,000 shares. But you can see this big pop near the end of the day and closing strong. That's enough to make me want to watch it. I'd say most of the volume came in that last hour. So we're going to keep our eyes on that one. ATOS, I generally don't like the under $1 stocks, but I'm going to watch this one anyway. Big volume today and a nice breakout closing strong. Maybe it gets a continuation tomorrow. We'll look for red to green, something like that. ACST. You have this island down here that is trying to break out of on a little bit of extra volume. Maybe a red to green on that one too. Not in love with that, but worth watching. NCTY has been a very strong stock. And now you've got a couple lower highs closing below its open today. Goes on potential bounce watch tomorrow. NBEV. After the gap up, you've got 4 red days. It did hit the 8-day today. No trades in it. I've had it on bounce watch for like 2 or 3 days in a row. No trades in it, but it just goes back on bounce watch again for tomorrow. TNDM. Now this one had an offering. I really liked this chart. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So you had this pop, and then you had earnings and a kind of a few days lower, and then I think they had an offering. But then guess what? Then today it actually got some volume and put in a very clean 2-day high right at a whole number. If you watch any of our videos, especially the ones that Wayne makes, it's my business partner that we put the course together. He loves those whole number at relevant spots on the chart. He loves those whole number breaks. So this TNDM, even though they had an offering, and I usually leave stuff alone after they've had an offering, but this big volume spike here from 280 to 3, and that's also what it hit after the offering day. This makes this one interesting over 3 tomorrow. So we're going to keep our eyes on that one. Had a big seller at 3 today. And lastly, I'm going to go with NVAX, NVAX. You had this huge move, and then it came down into the 8-day, kind of put in a quiet day, and then today gapped up a little bit, sold off, but then closed near its highs. Possible long there tomorrow. We'll add some gappers in the pre-market to this list, so that'll be plenty to trade. Have a great night. We'll see everybody tomorrow.